Good evening, I'd like to welcome everyone to the October 10th, 2022 Planning and Zoning Commission special meeting. I'm the Planning and Zoning Vice Chairman James Patrick, acting as chair in Richard Parker's absence. Please note, this meeting is being recorded and will be available for later viewing on the city's website. For tonight's public comments, members of the public may address the commission when called upon by the chair. Prior to addressing the commission, anyone who speaks must give their name and address for the record. When speaking, direct your comments to the commission rather than the members of the audience. I'd like to confirm that all commission members and staff members on the agenda are present. Members present, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Richard Parker, we know he's gone. James Patrick, present. Charles Beasley, present. John Black, present. Lee Rowan, present. Patricia Campbell,
Present.
Amber Wright,
Absent.
James Zach Nelson,
Also absent.
Ethan Rayner, present. The 5 regular members are present in the city. Alternates will not be able to vote. You may suggest they stay and listen, but you're not required to stay. Staff participants, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Jamie Lawson, Planning Director.
Here. Present.
Conrad Tomato, Planning Manager,
He is also here.
but he's upstairs.
Yeah. All the way down. Yep.
Rudy Smith, Planning Office Manager.
Here.
Okay, first item on the agenda. Rezoning 22-015, Mr. Darren Lucas, applicant to present a request to rezone property from medium density residential to general business, limited use, GB-LU. The property is located at the terminus of Whitesville Drive, west of the intersection of Whitesville Drive and Huffman Mill Road, addressed as 0 Whitesville Drive, and consisting of Alamance County Tax Identification Number 107165. Does anyone have a conflict? No conflicts? Is Mr. Lucas here?
Yes, sir, he is. Good evening, Mr. Kirkpatrick, members of the commission. My name is Ryan Moffitt. I'm a lawyer at the Vernon Law Firm across the street at 522 South Lexington Avenue. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Lucas and his company, Lucas Development. He's the applicant on this matter. You heard from Lawson Brown at the previous installment of this meeting, or the last meeting, September 26th, on this application. So I will be brief and open or invite your questions and comments from the public, and then if there are public comments, I would appreciate the opportunity to address anything in that regard. But you do have the favorable staff report to go off of. This is a request from medium density residential to general business, limited use for multifamily dwellings only. This is parcel 107165. Again, that general business use is limited only to multifamily dwelling. And I will leave it at that and take your questions. Mr. Lucas is here for questions as well. And again, if I could respond to any public comments, I would appreciate that opportunity. Thank you so much.
Is there anyone here to speak on this project? Pardon?
No.
Is there anyone here who wishes to address the commission on this rezoning request? Discussion? Anyone? How about a motion?
Staff recommendation.
Oh, staff recommendation.
The staff is recommending this rezoning request as it is consistent with the future land use designation. And we had, I think, 2 members who were absent from the last meeting that we just want to have them affirm that Mr. Rayner and Mr. Roan, that you both individually listened or watched the recording.
Watched it.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Is there a motion?
I'm still waiting to documents I'm getting.
Wait a minute.
Make a motion to recommend approval of the request to rezone property from medium density residential to yard and general business limited use GBLU Property is located at the terminus of Whitesville Drive, west of the intersection of Whitesville Drive and Huffman Mill Road. Address is 0 Whitesville Drive and consisting of Alamance County Tax Identification Number 107165.
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
There's a motion and a second. Mr. Beasley?
We had a
All in
motion,
favor?
I'm sorry, we had a motion by,
We had a motion and a second.
and a second, okay, thank you.
I'm
You gotta walk me through this.
working with.
I can read that, yeah.
Okay,
Mr. Beasley?
Keep going. You gotta tell me, you gotta lead me. Like, the motion is based on the consistency of the proposed rezoning with the comprehensive plan, and that the future land use map in section 4 land use of the comprehensive plan calls for this area to have regional commerce uses. The request is compatible with the adjacent residential and commercial uses. This action is reasonable and in the public interest that the comprehensive plan calls for residential and commercial uses in the area. The request is compatible with the existing zoning and land uses in the area.
Mr. Blank, you seconded, correct?
Oh, now,
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
now I'll say.
Yeah, okay, now a second. Got a motion and a second. Call for it. Mr. Beasley, approve?
Approved.
Approve.
Approved.
Approved.
Approve.
okay.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you
Thank
all
you very
very
much.
much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Good evening.
Next item, rezoning 22-016, Mr. Frank Loggis, applicant, to present a request to rezone the property from light industrial to mixed use, limited use, DMX-LU. The property is located north of the intersection of Interstate 40 and Maple Avenue. Address is 2444 Maple Avenue, consisting of Alamance County Tax Identification Number 132806. Mr. Long.
Good evening, Mr. Kirkpatrick and members of the Planning and Zoning Commission. My name is Frank Longest. I practice law here in Burlington at 3453 Forestdale Drive. I've been practicing law for almost 50 years, same law firm. And our name of our firm is Holt Longest Wall, Blakes and Mosley. When I was here at the beginning of the last meeting before you, I won't take up a whole lot of your time this evening because most of you are here except for 2 members. But I do want to reemphasize that this is a 5¼ acre tract. It's located right next to the interstate off Maple Avenue. And if you have seen the building and the structure of the building, you see it's currently a hotel and the rooms enter off a terraced area. It's enclosed. And that's one of the features that the developer who's going to buy this property thinks is an admirable, good feature for his project. He, as I mentioned last time, is desirous to convert this hotel to multifamily units. It's projected there will be 135 units. The target market for these units is millennials. And someone asked the last time about the approximate leasing cost for the unit. Well, we don't know that yet because we don't know what the cost is going to be for us, the renovation, and what type of return of capital he would like to have. But he has 2 projects in Fayetteville, and both of those he's projecting the rental on a monthly basis would be $1,000 or thereabouts, if not more. The project is going to be for apartments. The apartments would rent on an annual basis. In other words, you lease the property for a year. And it's not targeted for low income, it's not targeted except for the millennial population. He's hoping to have amenities there that would have a pool, restaurant, gym, but not having any other dog parks or things of that nature that some people like to have, a more upscale multifamily apartment. But we believe that this conversion is a good project. We believe the location of the project is good. We believe that the conversion of this existing hotel into a multifamily apartment complex will be good for this area and good for Burlington. The staff has looked at this and has given its favorable recommendation to you, the commission. It's compatible with the surrounding areas. It's compatible with the land use plan for the city of Burlington. So I'm available for any questions that you may have. As my daddy used to say, proposed use is better than what's there by all.
Thank you, Sarah. Is there anyone here who would like to speak on this project? Or on this rezone request?
I'm the property having ready for 12 Maple
If you want to address the commission, please come up.
Name.
I'm having the property 2412 Maple Avenue,
Okay.
Royal Union Suites. And I got the letter, that's why I just came to hear what's the proposed property
Okay.
rezone.
So you don't have anything to say for or against the project?
No,
Curiosity.
I just curiosity to know about this one, so it doesn't affect with this property or like that. It's gonna affect if they have apartment on near to motel, so it's gonna affect for any community or like that.
Can you just repeat what your name is and your address?
Yes,
please?
my name is Herman Bhai Patel, and the address is 2412 Maple Avenue, and I'm currently owning Royal Union Suites, 2412 Maple Avenue, next to the oil lamp.
You own a hotel next?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, so I got a letter from you to just next to your project is rejoining, so just curious to know about what's
Okay.
Sure. So this application is just for the property that's highlighted in the teal shade. It's not to affect any other rezoning or change of zoning to any of the surrounding properties. You received a letter because you're within the notification radius.
Anyone else who'd like to speak on this rezoning matter? Discussion? Motion? Oh,
Staff also recommends approval of this request as it is consistent with the future land use designation. I'll just also ask Mr. Rayner and Mr. Roan to state for the record that they were also able to watch or listen to the recording from this matter as well.
yes.
Okay, yes.
Thank you so much.
And there's no conflict, no one has a conflict, correct?
No questions from you?
No, I don't think so.
In that case, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to recommend approval of the request to rezone property from light industrial to mixed use, limited use. The property is located north of the intersection of Interstate 40 and Maple Avenue, addressed as 2444 Maple Avenue, and consistent of Alamance County tax identification number 132806. The motion is based upon the consistency of the proposed rezoning with the comprehensive plan and that the future land management youth map in section 4 land use of the comprehensive plan calls for this area to have regional commercial uses. The request is compatible with the adjacent residential and commercial uses. This action is reasonable and in the public interest in that the comprehensive plan calls for residential and commercial uses in the area, and the request is comparable with the existing zoning and land uses in the area.
Second.
Motion and a second. Mr. Beasley?
Yes.
Approve. Approve. Ms. Roan?
Approved.
Approve? Approve as well.
All right.
6-0.
Your application has been recommended as 6-0 as well. Thank you.
very much.
Is there any more business to come before this commission?
Mr. Chairman, if I could make a comment,
Sure.
I certainly appreciate y'all giving your valuable service for an extra time this month, but the type of compensation y'all get is really nice to see y'all turn out.
We are
Serious
serious
about that.
Thank you.
They doubled our pay the last.
That is everything. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.